daughter, the Son, the three-spirited, and the ones who are both and neither, and the Holy Spirit. I pray one day that all of your gifts, all of the unconventional and new and old things that you were called to do, all of your inherent wisdoms from all of the directions from which the diasporas of your hips spin, will be welcomed and expected in places that you could never have imagined. Please rise for the singing of the Negro National Anthem.
especially anti-Blackness, heterosexism, and homophobia. And with the power from my family and all of the knowledge I gained in school, I know that this is my moment. Now, when it comes to school, be clear, I took all of the classes I needed to take. Resistant to the 21st century. Writing and reading through a Black cultural lens, and of course, queer representations in the media. Basically, I am well-versed and well-rounded. I'm ready, I'm so ready, and I don't know what's next, but I'm here for it. I know that the power that I have inside of me is magical. It's a kind of black magic. So whatever this next chapter is, I'm ready. Now I'll tell you what it's not going to be. What it's not going to be is me working for CLJ. Y'all know CLJ? The Center for Lesbian Justice. So it should have been a perfect job, don't get me wrong. It should have been perfect, right? I made it all the way to the final round. And they asked me to put together my approach and framework to my approach to the work, right? And I'm like, I got it. I'm going to use an intersectional analysis. Now, I'm talking intersectionality like Kimberly Crenshaw, like throwback intersectionality, right? I'm talking about putting Black women at the center, and as a result, people of color at the center. And I said, the Center for Lesbian Justice, this could really take you forward. And you know, they kind of looked at me. And they said, we are the Center for Lesbian Justice. We don't want to dilute our message by talking about race. dilute the message. So I'm not a lesbian? I mean, I grew up listening to the Indigo Girls and Trisha Chapman. You don't know who I am. And all I kept thinking in the moment was, what do they want? What do they want? And I didn't want to offend them because this is an organization that has a lot of resources. And it wasn't just about me, it was about my people. I knew the importance of having access to an organization like this, so I didn't want to get them mad. But as I listened, I realized they wanted me to be black in my face for their website, but not black in my consciousness for their work site. Woo! Couldn't do it. All right, you don't want me, I don't want you. More importantly, I don't want you to try to steal my magic. They were new to the game. They were trying to steal my magic like I was brand new. But I had already experienced people trying to steal my magic when I was in school. And I knew exactly what to do. See, my first couple of months at school, there were 3 black women in my cohort. Me, Michelle, and Lakeisha. And we rocked it. They weren't ready for us. You know, they thought we were going to be full of competition and dog eat dog. But we told them about the power of black women collectivism. We taught them that we could work together and rise. And you know, after a few months we got close and they just kept talking about their boyfriend this and their boyfriend that, boyfriend. And then finally Lakeisha's like, Micia, you know, you're single, right? I could set you up with somebody. I could set you up with my cousin's brother, my other cousin. Let me be clear. I'm not gay, I'm a lesbian. Actually, I'm not even a lesbian, I'm a black lesbian. I am an Audre Lorde, Sharon Clark, Pat Parker. If they didn't know, they were going to learn today. All of a sudden, though, they stopped inviting me to the study groups. When we got to the graduate students of African descent meeting, they sat away from me. And I peeked them. I mean, who were they to question my blackness? I mean, my blackness. I grew up watching A Different World and Good Times. I felt comfortable in I grew up in the hood and I went to college. And me going to a PWI, that's a predominantly white institution. That didn't take away my blackness. I mean, if anything, they needed to understand my blackness runs deep. I mean, deep, deep. I grew up focused on Vaseline. All I can think is, how can I resist? How can I fight back and live fully in my black magic? I don't know, but I'm gonna figure it out. What I do know is it's about time for me to party with my family. Y'all ready to turn up? Turn up!
It's because of that hat.
Is that it?
What's wrong with my hat?
What is on your head?
It's my graduation cap.
Looks like a graduation from Hogwarts.
This is the hat that you get when you get a doctorate. So that's Dr. Hogwarts to you.
We're proud of you.
Thank you.
Very proud of you. So fill us in.
Tell us
How you
about
feeling?
Feel good. Tired. Tired. Glad that it's over.
Hey, Earl, can you play a card now?
Because the Mark was going to come for you.
Boom.
All right. So yeah, fill us in. Come on, tell us all about it.
Yeah, are you glad to be done?
I'm so glad to be done. I'm so glad to be done. I mean, it was the type of thing where I learned so much. I mean, those degrees are serious. There was as much on the syllabus as there was out of the syllabus.
Meaning?
Well, they taught me important things that I needed to know, but they also tried to rip me apart. They tried to take pieces of me, you know? I could be black or smart. When I valued my opinion was when there was a queer studies conference, and they needed a black face to show up.
You are part of a college institution, though. It's not like you didn't know where you were going. That's
I know. Just saying, it would have been nice to be able to be my full self. How do y'all do it? I mean, how do y'all move through the world as your full selves?
I mean, that's a really hard question. First, you have to talk about the various parts of yourself, the various parts of yourself that you're learning, the various parts of yourself that you kind of moved away from. And the things that, you know, maybe you're not comfortable letting other people know all the time. You know, you're comfortable over here, you let these people know who you are there, but you're not comfortable over here, you don't let everybody know who you are there, and then you're just compartmentalizing little pieces of yourself so you don't feel old. Come on, I know.
You know, for me, what I always find helpful is to keep my chosen family close to me. It helps me be my whole self.
Yeah, I can do that.
I think for me, it's about knowing that I'm whole to begin with. And so when I'm out in the world, nobody can dismantle me or take me apart. But you have to remember that we sent you out of here whole. You got to be like
Listen, there's external pressures and there's internal pressures. There's the pressures we put on ourselves, but mostly what you have to think about is that the world is going to view you in some certain way, and then you're going to view yourself in some certain way. That's not always going to match. And it doesn't always have to be explained. But if you're feeling the way about it, it's probably something.
You know what? I think it's time that we go get a drink.
Yeah.
So you know you're holding back.
Huh?
I know what you've been up to with that school. You've been doing amazing work. But the thing is, you're not even ready to talk time with everybody who sits at this table.
I'm cool. I'm cool. It's cool.
Yeah, and you keep on turning them cards like, come on now, stop it. Playing cool. And you got a doctor. Let's talk about it, okay? So, the external world. We know as Black people the type of oppression that we fear and that we face and we have to contend with all the time and be infuriated by. And we also know as gay people, because you told me, not yet. I'm serious. Listen, okay. I was on Facebook the other day. And Guyana just had its first gay pride parade. Now that's, you know, they're making this whole statement to the world about pride, and all I see is Black people saying, kill them, burn them all. But then, on the flip side, you have people within your own family who will say things like, well, you know, everybody can be like gay or bi or trans or whatever, I just don't want my kid to be. And then, you go into YouTube, and you see somebody talking about some political movement, and there's always somebody countering that and saying some old bullshit, and just being hateful and spiteful, and then you go and try and pull yourself away from the internet, go into life and you go into a gay bar. I'll go into the Castro, and the first thing I hear is, wow, it's getting a little dark in here. You know what that means. It's hurtful. It's hurtful from any direction, and we have to deal with it from inside ourselves, from inside our families, from inside the gay community, from inside the Black community, from the outside racist world, and from the outside homophobic world. But you have to get that internalized sense of self and direction, and just, that's the stuff that's actually going to make you strong, because it's going to force you to know who you are once you define what you're not for. I got something.
Who I am, defining who I'm not for. Who I am, not defining who I am.
I'm
Cousin was right. I gotta figure out how to be me, how to determine my own course and leave the rest behind. Always they have the best advice and the worst questions. Constantly, how are you? How's school? How's everything going? How are you? How's school? How's everything going? As though I could actually tell them the truth. I mean, I tell them what I always tell them. I tell them what we always tell people. It's fine. Everything's fine. I mean, what was I supposed to say? Like that time I struggled in statistics. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm good at math. Math? Anybody math in the house? Woo! Math? Yeah. Look, you got a bank account, you better be good at math. But I wanted to be better than good. I wanted to be great. So I signed up for a tutor, and I went to the Student Support Center. And the looks I got were the same looks of doubt and pity and frustration that I remember from when I was little, when we were shopping with food stamps. Like we're in people's way. Like somehow me, being great, getting the help I need, was getting in people's way. Don't get me wrong. I killed in the statistics that semester. Yes. All A's, all A's. But it didn't take away from that feeling. I knew what it felt like to have those looks. I knew what it felt like to ask for help and then be made wrong for it. So right then and there, I decided I'm never asking for help again. Because I got to figure out how to do this on my own. So when they ask me how I'm doing, I say I'm fine. So I'm all fine. But they keep asking, how you doing? You all right? Because sometimes they look at me just like, how you doing? And all I can do is say, I'm fine. It's cool. But it's not always cool. Like the time I couldn't afford to come home. I mean, they were so looking forward to me being there. And what could I say? What could I do? I don't have the plane ticket. They didn't have it. I couldn't put that burden on them. That's not why they sent me to school. They sent me to school to fly. So I told them I had to work. And they assumed I put work in front of them. But I was just trying to protect them. And all I kept wondering is what would happen if we let the family and friends in our lives support us? What would happen if we actually started telling each other the truth? I don't know. Sounds scary to me. Hey, we're back. Yeah. Why don't we play a new game since I won last time?
Okay.
We gonna play this game I went to school. It's called bullshit.
Shuffle those cards.
We're gonna play bullshit. We're just gonna play bullshit, okay?
All right. Cousin, you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Okay, again with